Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Welcome to the Jaden Show. I have an extra special show today because not only am I going to be introducing you to an incredible artist, I'm also going to be introducing you to a bloody wonderful friend too. You're going to meet Mehrab Chowdhury in a minute, but you know what? We're going to be talking about this song through the interview, but you really need to listen to this song. This is called Guruchondali. This is my friend Mehrab.
প্রার্থনা গো লক্ষ কোটি ভুলার ত্রুটি করি ও মার্জনা গো শোনাইব তোমারে আজ করেছি বাসনা গো ঐরাবতের হৃদয় হতে ক্ষুদ্র এ রচনা আমি কি করিব কোথায় যাব কোন সাধনে পাবো গো আরেকটি বার তোমারই দর্শন আরেকটি বার তোমারই দর্শন কোন বাঁধনে বাঁধি আমি কেমনে তোমায় রাখি গো তুমি ছাড়া হৃদয় অচেতন তুমি ছাড়া হৃদয় অচেতন তুমি ছাড়া 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 হৃদয়ে তুমি ছাড়া হৃদয় অচেতন
Well, you know what time it is. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer because we're just about to go to a very quick Jaden Show commercial break. My favourite time of the show where I get to introduce you to somebody incredible. I want you to put your hands in the air. I want you to wave them like you just don't care. And then clap as loud as you can so he can hear it all the way in Bangladesh. And welcome to the Jaden Show, the amazing, incredible singer-songwriter and my friend, Mehrab Chowdhury. Oh my goodness, the incredible singer, songwriter, lead singer of international band, Oirabot, Mehrab Chowdhury. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm a little taken aback by your intro. I'm like merely even national. You've made me international. Okay.
Mate, I am bloody
No,
sure
but
with
trust me.
7 million
Trust.
hits on some of your videos, you are beyond national now, dude.
You know what? I'm actually starting to feel like being like something global, because otherwise I wouldn't be chatting with you.
Well, there is
So
that.
yeah, might as well. Why not?
Because I've known this man, because I've been a fan of his for, oh my God, must be over 15 years. Must be. In fact,
Come on.
did we meet on MySpace or did we meet on Facebook?
MySpace. No, I've never been on MySpace.
Okay,
I think we
must be
knew each
early
other through
Facebook days
Facebook.
then. Yeah.
Yes. Very early days of Facebook.
Yeah, it's got to be 15
It was
years
poking
ago.
times. People used to poke each other.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah, no one's poked me for ages. That's kind of, those days are gone now.
Yeah, I kind of miss those days, man.
I miss those days. But no, I've known you for, say, way over a decade now. And I'm very excited that after me bugging you and bugging you and bugging you, you finally succumbed to my need and you said, all right, Jaden, if you shut up, I will do your show. I love this.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. It's been a sheer pleasure to finally be able to be here and speaking to you, someone who's a great singer himself.
This is why we're friends.
I really admire your works. I've been through your stuff. I've seen how skilled you are and everything.
Thank you, mate. But it's not about. I mean, I completely fell in love with your voice many years ago. Like, it's been really exciting to watch your career, over the last decade, and some both as a solo artist and also as part of your band as well, which is going from strength to strength to strength to strength. I mean, it's so exciting. I want to take you back to kind of when you were very young, like, so you're in your family home. What music, because I forgot to mention you're from Bangladesh as well, so kind of what music was going on around you? What sowed that seed that made you become the artist, the singer and songwriter that you are today? What was going on around you musically as a kid?
It's a very, very rooted question. Thank you so much for asking that. I merely get asked this kind of questions. I merely get to give interviews. Anyway,
that'll be why.
So I think my mom used to tell me, right from when I started speaking, properly. You remember those TVC commercials? There were jingles.
Yeah.
In those TVCs. So I started basically with those. So those were my starting point, like TVC jingles. I used to see them, watch them on telly, and then sing them to myself. And everyone used to find it quite amusing. Like, I've memorized it and things like that. I'm talking about when I was like 3-4 years, that around that kind of age. And then my household is very culturally well versed, I would say.
Mm.
My dad, my uncle, my mother, and everybody. We used to be around. We used to be a joint family, so everyone had their own taste and collection of music. My dad and my uncle, they were big times into our local folk music. They also used to like singers from across the border from India. My mother and my aunt, they used to listen to Rabindra and Nazrul Sangeet, which are very classical, proper Bangla classical music. I'm not sure how much you know about Bangla classical music or even Indian music, but yeah. But it's like they've got a very rich tradition and heritage of these things. Like this kind of music, they've been going on for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been around music and culture. And dramas and plays, these things have been actually very important and a very connected part to my childhood, I would say.
So you've always been a creative. I mean, do you have brothers and sisters? Are there any other family members that kind of felt that calling as well, or are you the only one that has that kind of creative seed?
Well, singing music, listening to music, this kind of things, like it runs in the family. Everyone loves to listen to music, but I have taken it a notch
Okay.
apart, a notch up. So, yeah. So I've stuck with it.
You've dissected it and made it your own, right?
Yep. My brother, he lives in the UK. He lives in London. So yeah, he's studying there. He plays guitar and sings to himself. He's
Cool.
like, he's not that into performing for people or things like that. He keeps it to himself. But he's got great taste. To be honest, like all the good music that I've heard through my life, like 80% of them were introduced to me by my younger brother.
Wow.
Farhan.
Okay.
His name is Farhan. So
Shout out to him.
Yeah. So I basically picked up my musical, like modern musical taste. You can say from my younger brother. My younger sister, she sings as well occasionally. So yeah, on and off. But I have basically, no one. I don't think anybody from the family tried writing songs, which I did. I don't know what what got into me, and I don't know.
So at the moment, you are the main driving force of creation musically in your family, right?
If you put it that way, then I'm not going to stop you. But yeah.
Did you get? I mean, was you listening to Bangladeshi and Indian music, or were there occasional Western music being thrown into that collection, or was it pretty?
Yeah, Western music was very much sought after here. Like people like Michael Jackson, especially Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And not many. I wouldn't say like we were very much into like independent artists because they didn't used to exist back then. We used to listen to Michael Jackson because of Michael Jackson, the brand name Michael Jackson.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
And he was like, who doesn't know him? Michael Jackson. Occasionally, we used to listen to film scores. Like when I remember when Titanic came out.
Oh yeah.
And Celine Dion. Yeah, we used to listen to those kind of stuff. And Borne occasionally was.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Borne. Yeah, I used to listen to Borne because my elders, they used to sometimes.
Wow.
My cousins. And growing up, my first English music that I really picked up on, that I really got hooked on, was Backstreet Boys and Linkin Park.
Okay. Interesting mix.
Yeah.
Both equally bloody cool. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. That's amazing. So obviously you're singing jingles to, like TV ads. So you've got this musical kind of flair about you anyway. When did you get that kind of, that need, that desire to think, do you know what? I kind of want more than just singing along to records and being a listener. I actually want to make this, more about my life. When did that start coming into play?
Well, that credit goes entirely to my dad, my father. My dad, as I told you, like he was, in his time, he was very much into music. He used to listen to music, those LP records.
Yeah.
And he used to associate himself with a little bit of theater as well.
Okay.
So he really wanted me to sing. So he had a friend who was a music teacher, and my dad basically got me admitted to his friend, and weekly there was one class. So my dad used to take me to the class every week, back and forth. So that went on for about, I would say, I wouldn't be able to give the exact time frame because I was a kid. I was in class 3, I guess. So it seems like a year maybe, or maybe a little less than that. And then because my studies, I got busy with studies, and because of other things as well, that stopped there. So that was the 1 year. That was about all the institutional education that I've received regarding music.
Do you think that being kind of born and raised in this area in Bangladesh, do you think if you'd been born and raised in another part of this planet, it would still have it would still have manifested in some way? Or do you think because of your family life, because of your culture, because of where you were, because of the beauty of where you were, that almost, I don't know, like kind of fed the seed of creation because of like, you know, the beauty and the color and you know, all the flavors of where you live? Do you think that's what, would that have been instrumental in making you want to grow as an artist?
Very interesting question. You know, the raw material, the creativity, the talent, if it was in me, even if I was born in some other part of this world, I still would have made something out of it.
Right.
But having said that, the sort of music that I'm doing right now, or the sort of adventures, I would call them adventures, because I have no idea. Like no one has ever had any conversation with me about how to write lyrics. So when I accidentally started writing, like I somehow, it's not like my process of writing is not. I never write with a paper and a pen. I cannot do that because my handwriting is very ugly. So as soon as I write something, I look at it and I'm like, okay, this already looks like shit. Who's gonna sing this? You know? So I don't write it. You know, I've tried initially, but what happens is I write it in my head.
Wow. Okay.
Everything happens in my head. I do not have anything written anywhere. It's all in my head. So the point of telling you all this, because I've never had any guidance, any sort of exposure to. I don't even know someone. Like I don't even know someone who's a famous songwriter. Let's just put it that way. But I somehow felt like that there are things that I need to say in my own terms, in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, people have sang all sorts of things about love. They've said, like all the poets, even they've said all those sorts of things about life, love, happiness, sadness, all the feelings. They have basically discovered, and they have uncovered, they have unfolded all the secrets, all the aspects of every kind of emotion out there. But what makes your art unique is you only have the point of view that you have. Nobody else have your point of view.
Absolutely.
They are writing it from their point of view. You're writing it from your point of view, your reality, your surrounding, your world. So that's what actually made me, you know, start. And the first song that we released got 7 million views on YouTube in 2 years. So that says something. You know, some people are actually kind of relating to my reality, and they're actually finding it interesting enough to listen to it.
And that, you know, and what's the name of that song? That is Guruchondali, no?
Guruchondali, yeah.
So, because we just watched that before the interview, can you tell me a little bit about the story behind that track?
Sure. If we go in like a bookish term, the term Guruchondali is from Bangla grammar. It means mixing up the pure language and the impure language. There are two languages, like pure language is proper, impure is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit slangish, you know.
Okay, the more street kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's a street, it's streetish language. So Guruchondali means basically a mixture of both, which is frowned upon. So I've made a song in that language. Do you understand?
It's a little bit of a rebel inside as well. Do you think?
Yep, sort of, yes. And I've named it with the term Guruchondali.
Why?
The grammatical error. Because it means Guruchondali in grammar means you're mixing up between pure and impure.
And impure. Wow. Okay.
So that's it. And this song is basically on an emotional level. It's about losing someone. losing someone, and when you know that final moment, you know that you can never have them back. They're gone forever. It's about that feeling, basically.
It's big. It sounds like a very raw. I think that's obviously why that's had 7 million views.
If you break it down to the moment, there are various moments of a departure. Various moments, various stages of a departure, of a death, of a demise, any sort of disappearance, any sort of, vanishing out from someone's life. It has different stages. So I'm talking about the stage where you know that this is done. This is done. You know you've basically spoken to yourself. You've told yourself
there is no way back.
This is over.
Yeah.
But still, your heart is not being consoled.
Mm-hmm.
It still has some sort of hope. It's that stage, basically.
Do you find yourself? I mean, obviously, it's not like a physical exercise, like you said, of writing poetry and putting something down on paper. This is something that is coming from experience. It's coming from your library of life, okay, that you have inside your head. When you finally get to hear these songs and they're produced and you're singing them, do you ever get emotionally, I kind of want to say unbalanced, but do you kind of find yourself like, oh man, that's a bit deeper than even I expected when I'm singing this? I mean, how does it affect you on an emotional level when you're at that stage that you've got shitloads of people in front of you and they are completely feeling this song? Does it ever make you wobble a little bit? Or is it pure performance and I'm doing this because I'm an artist, darling? Or is it,
when I get the finished product, I mean, after mixed and mastering stage, when I get the product, get the final output, by that time, I've listened to it for like 200 times because
okay. So you're a little bit numb.
Because of revisions, revisions. Yeah. I have to give revisions, bring that up, bring that down, put that down, things like that. So it doesn't really, at that moment, it doesn't really have that sort of emotional, yes, you're right. I've sort of made myself numb. I'm sorry. I've gone numb to the emotion of the song because of overhearing, of over listening to it.
Yeah. But what about when you're on stage?
I'll tell you one unique emotion that I feel. Every time, the song comes to, the track comes to us, we basically, I'd like to tell you this, that we record everything on acoustic, even our drums, bass, the guitar, our band Oirabot, we do everything acoustic. We don't have anything like any sort of how would you say, any sort of simulation, going on in our songs. Yeah. None whatsoever. So when it comes to us, we listen to it. It's we listen, we give corrections and things like that. When finally we release the song, the night before I release the song, I feel very, very sad.
Really?
It's a very strange emotion. I feel really sad. And you know why? Like I've done this many times. Like many of my songs came out, and during the last release, I've realized that it's because I know that until release, it's mine.
Now you're giving
after release, it's not mine anymore.
Wow.
It's not mine anymore. I cannot have that back. I cannot have this song back ever again. It's gone. It's not mine anymore.
That's amazing and really deep, actually. What about when you're standing on stage and you're singing? I mean, I guess there comes up. I mean, I've been a singer for 34 years now, and there does come a stage where you can get really high off the vibe of the people, but there's also a time when it's very automatic. You're still giving it your best, but you're going through the motions of being the artist. Okay, so the songs that you're singing, you know who to smile at, who's tapping their feet. You do that because it's work as well as creativity and joy. When you're what's that?
Becomes a reflex.
Yeah, it does, like an autopilot kind of thing. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But then, how is it like? You've given away this song. You've gone through that whole kind of like emotional giving birth and adopting out. this, this child, this, musical child of yours, right? When you're all of a sudden on stage and you're singing in front of, hundreds, thousands of people, and you're singing that song, and I don't know if people are singing back to you, but you know that they've got the essence and the element of that song. Does that kind of remove you? Do you think, oh man, like this is from my soul, and these people are singing it with me? How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel like success.
Yeah.
That is success. And this is all I want. This is all and when I get that, I feel like, okay, I've done my bit. Wow. I've done my bit. I've done it fairly good. And this is just like I've said, it feels like success. Best kind of success.
I want to take you back before your band, when you were kind of doing lots of solo work. I completely fell in love with one of your tracks that you did with a friend of yours, with an accomplice of yours, I don't know, called Saeed, called Gondhe. Oh yes, my! Yes. I remember. I mean, you were a lot younger than it was a good few years ago, and and I was just like, oh my god, didn't understand one word, obviously, but I have never had butterflies and fallen in love with a voice and an interpretation of something that I didn't even understand. That song really, really moved me. It was amazing. Can we watch it?
Sure.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go and watch it.
বর্ণে গন্ধে ছন্দে গীতিতে হৃদয়ে দিয়েছো দোলা রঙেতে রাঙিয়া রাঙাইলে মোরে একই তরি খেলা তুমি যে ফাগুন রঙের আগুন তুমি যে রসের ধারা তোমার মাধুরী তোমার মদিরা করে মোরে দিশাহারা মুক্তা যেমন সুখ তীর বুকে তেমনি আমাতে তুমি আমার পরাণে প্রেমের বিন্দু তুমি শুধু তুমি তুমি শুধু তুমি তুমি শুধু তুমি প্রেমের অনলে জ্বালিয়ে প্রদীপ সে দ্বীপের শিখা তুমি জোনাকি পাখায় ঝিকিমিকি নেচে হৃদ না চালে তুমি আপন হারা উদাসী প্রাণে লহ প্রেম
Mate, even now, that still gives me butterflies. Like, your voice is beautiful, man. Like, really, really beautiful. But the question I wanted to ask you before we watched that was, what made you decide, or what was the process of going from a solo artist into, into creating a band and doing amazing things with your group as well? How did that happen?
Well, to be honest, it was always my plan, and it was always my dream to become a part of a successful band, which has created a successful catalog. At that point in time, even I was in a band. When we did Borne, I was in a band, and my friend Saeed, he was in another band.
Okay.
So we basically this YouTube thing, YouTube covers. It was a new thing back then. So we wanted to we got inspired by Coke Studio and things like that, and we got inspired and wanted to do something, from whatever we have,
Yeah.
So that's when I basically initiated. I asked my friend Saeed. He's a brilliant musician, great guitarist.
Bloody wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. So we basically got together and we had a studio. There was this guy Oshim Das. He did the sound. He did the recording, the sound mix master. He also did the video. He's a very talented person, Mr. Oshim Das. So we basically got together, and this song, it's a very legendary Bangla number. The song is about almost like 70 years old. This song.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was done. This song is originally from one of the most legendary composers of this entire Indian subcontinent. When I say Indian subcontinent, I mean India, Bangladesh, Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the, he's like one of the pioneers. His name is S.D. Burman, Sachin Dev Burman.
Okay.
It was his composition, and it was a very old recording. His with the recording quality was not that great, of course, because this was recorded somewhere around 1950s, I think. So I just wanted a fresh sound for that. I thought, like, why not give this song a fresh sound? And when we set together, this entire different composition came out, which was much more laid back than the original one. The original was much more quicker.
Okay.
This is really laid back. The original one had a lot of percussions going on. This one has like very minimal percussion, only a shaker,
mm-hmm.
and a guitar plucking, and that's about it. So and we did it, and thanks to you guys,
it's very beautiful,
and a lot of people liked it.
Do you have a specific emotion that you're trying to portray in your writing? I mean, do you kind of stick with, I'm writing about love and heartbreak, or I'm writing about loss, or I'm writing about happy times? And obviously going back to the song that we heard before the interview, there is that rebellious streak within your music that you're writing. Do you have like kind of a set emotion that you use, that you drain from when you're writing? And even though there might be a little bit of kind of rebellion within your writing, is rebellion used to be political, or is there still beauty within that rebellion?
Very complex and deep question. So about the rebellion thing, like, I don't want to impose rebellion on my songs or on my lyric. I don't want to impose. If it happens, if it comes naturally, if it comes with the topic, if it comes with the emotion, if it comes with the groove, then I'll do whatever. But I don't want to impose. I don't want to be, I don't want to portray myself as someone who's rebellious. I don't want to do that. I don't mind even going traditional. So, but it depends on the style of architecture of the song. I mean, if you're writing a song, you asked me about lyrics, right? So if I'm writing a lyric from an emotional perspective, say I'm going somewhere, I see something, and I feel like, oh, this is so cool. and the next thing in my head is like, this is so cool. This sounds like a good chorus. You know, oh, this is so cool, so cool, so cool. This is so cool. Okay, this sounds like a good chorus. So let's work with it. So what can be so cool? Okay, and so we reverse engineer. So this is a process, you know.
Right.
Go back. So it depends. It depends how I come up with the song. If I come up with the lyric first, then of course the lyric. I mean, I'll build the entire song, the melody, the grooves around the lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we are jamming in the practice, in a studio, in a practice session. We're jamming like, Onik, our guitarist, Oirabot's guitarist. So he sort of comes up with a groove, and we happen to like a drummer joins in, the bass comes in. So everything, it's something tight. So I basically put a tune on the top and make a lyric out of it. So it depends. But as for specifically talking about being rebellious, I don't want to be rebellious, but I have that observation about my songs that they are quite, quite challenging to whoever it is going against.
I guess there's always going. I mean, everyone has got that rebellious streak because there's always going to be something that we don't agree with in the main, right? I mean, and the minute you don't agree with something, you're a rebel, okay? But I think more than rebellious, I think it's authentic, because there are going to be things, like I said, things that don't work for you, that aren't right for you, that you see and you can't accept. For me, that's more about being your authentic self than being. I mean, if you were very political and it was always like down with the government, that's rebellious. But I think, like, you sing about things that touch you, and I think that's more about authenticity than rebellion, to be fair. I would like
sorry to interrupt. I have a senior friend.
Mm-hmm.
He really appreciates my music, and he has been a big support. But he always used to have this observation about the lyrics that I write. Like, I have a very wide spectrum. I have a very wide spectrum in the sense that, like, one of my songs, they are proper Bangla folk with like proper, ancient wordings in those lyric. And the next one, the lyric goes, ভিজে মাটিতে একাকী হাঁটিতে যায় গড়িয়ে দুপুর.
Okay.
And you don't even know how hard it is to come up with such kind of shur.
Right.
So shur means tune. So there's one line in Bangla and another entire line in English. So what his observations are like, everything's like, I understand you, I understand your catalog and your collection and your spectrum and everything, but he thinks this will confuse my audience. I don't know if that's true or not, but he thinks my audience will get confused. But I'm not, like, I don't want to build an audience for me. I want to build an audience for my songs. So whoever likes Guruchondali will listen to Guruchondali, and whoever don't like Guruchondali will listen to Bijamati.
Something else, absolutely.
Let the songs build their audience. I don't want to build an audience for myself.
No, I think that's exactly correct. And like, I wanted to ask you. I'm going to ask you first before I carry on with this thread, because I want you to just quickly take me back to the forming of your group, like your guys that are in there, your drummer, your guitarist, etc. Can you just tell me who they are, how you all knew each other, and what happened? And then I want to come back to this thread.
So me and the bassist of our band, Oirabot, his name is Simon. I call him Sam. So we've been close friends since like college. And we were part of two different bands, and then as time went by, we became a member of my former band. It was named Silex, Silent Yet Loud Expressions. Silex.
Brilliant.
It also goes. It's sort of a wordplay thing. Silex,
from where you live,
with Silet.
Yeah.
Silet. Yeah, Silex. So it's a kind of a wordplay. So he used to play bass there, and I used to sing. That was basically mostly a cover band. We never actually seriously attempted our own songs. So there was a cover band, but along the way, like, our universities got over, and we wanted to, everyone went sort of trying to find their own thingy. And me and Simon, we were not done with music. we are not done yet. We need to take this to the next level. We need to make a few songs of our own. So we kind of stayed together, and then Onik Deb, he's our lead guitarist, and Sunny, the drummer, the beat master. they were in another band. It was called Release. The name of the band was Release. So they were a cover band as well. So me, Onik, and Simon, we used to study in the same university, and in my university, we founded a university band. It's named Orpheus. Orpheus, the Greek god Orpheus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we had the band Orpheus, and we sort of used to play for university gigs and things like that. From there, we sort of picked up on it. Like, we basically picked each other. Like, me and Simon, we were together, already. Onik came, and he really gelled with us. The chemistry was there, and then Onik basically brought drummer Sunny, because his band was falling apart too. So we sort of, all four of us, five of us. There was this other guy. His name was Liton. He used to play keyboard. He's not there anymore. So yeah, that's how we started, and they basically pushed me. They've listened to a few of my songs that I've written. They thought they're worthy of pursuing. So because they are here now, and I have a few incomplete pieces here and there, so I thought, why not finish them properly. So we finished it, and then one thing led to the other. We went to recording with the help of my uncle, Mr. Jumu. Mr. Nurul Rahman Khan. He's an architect here. We basically listened to one of our pieces we performed. We really liked. He's like, he lives in Dhaka, in the capital of Bangladesh. He lives in Dhaka, and he's got like proper understanding of music and audio. He's an audiophile basically.
Wow, okay.
He understands music, and he's like, you've got the concept, but you need to record it properly. And we were like, no, we are fine in Sylhet. He's like, no, you're not fine. Trust me, you're not fine. You don't even know. So he basically dragged us to Dhaka. We went there, and we're like, what is he even saying? we're fine. We're gonna record in one of our friends' bedroom, and it's gonna be it's gonna be hit. And he's like, he bared with us.
Wow.
And he took us to the studio.
Thank goodness, though.
Yeah.
Thank God he did that. Yeah.
We had no understanding. Even at that point in time, we're like, this guy is wasting time. I don't know. Why is he wasting so much time? Like, we can just simply do this in Sylhet. So he took us to the studio, and it's like a state-of-the-art studio in Bangladesh. It's like one of the best studios out there. It's got acoustic drums, and amps. They don't even let you use processors, guitar processors. You cannot use guitar processors. You have to make your tune, your tone of the guitar in the amp, and then mic it.
Wow.
So proper. So we went there, and in the last 10 years, we really, like, now when we look back and we understand, that why he did what he did. And thank God, thank God he came as a savior and guardian angel to us.
Really, eh? That's amazing, man. Do you, obviously you're becoming so popular and so well received with everything that you're doing now. Do you see yourselves as a incredibly successful Bangladeshi group that really touches the lives and the experiences of those around you? Or do you see this becoming, because it goes back to like that thread about having some English lyrics and stuff in your song, do you see this as being way bigger than what you ever expected? Like, it actually becomes an international group?
Well, my friend, music, our language is Bangla. It's local, but the emotion, the feelings, that's global. That's international.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if we can take the emotion out to the world, we believe we have a space for ourselves.
Because the song that we just listened to with you and Saeed, I said it was I was completely in love with that song, absolutely in love with it, and I didn't understand one word that you were singing, but I could listen to that 50,000 times. I guess as well, part of being a classical
It's
singer
the
is
same as when we listen to like Arabic music. We don't understand.
yeah,
We don't understand a word of what they're saying, but we still love it because
absolutely.
of the human emotion in it.
A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people are. It was nice, but I didn't understand it. I mean, from
Yeah.
when I went from pop to singing classical music, I was singing a lot of music in Italian.
Those people, they're not listening. They're not listening. They're doing some research. Trust me.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
not listening.
Yeah, or they're not feeling. Definitely, that's a definite.
Yeah.
But when I first started doing, kind of classical stuff, and I was, now I understand a lot more Spanish, but at the time I didn't understand any Italian or Spanish, and I was singing mainly in Italian. And I could be halfway through a song and feel tears rolling, and I'm thinking, why am I getting moved? I don't even understand it, But I get lost in the. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like there's loads of little fireflies of creativity, and all of a sudden I just get lost in the violin and the strings and the piano, and then the backing vocal, and then all this, and all of a sudden I'm just floating around in this musical extravaganza of emotion, right? Because that for me is
sitting right in the middle of all of it.
Well, I sang in front of an Italian mayoress, and she said to me, "Oh my God, your interpretation of that song was exceptional. You must have been speaking Italian for many years." I said, "I don't know one word in Italian." She was completely shocked because the music completely took me. So it is possible. So, is this what you're hoping with your band, or do you see maybe you're going to do a couple of like English language songs, or how is it going to evolve to become more of an international project?
I don't know yet how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
I believe you. I've believed you from day one, mate, and you're still doing it.
I haven't given it a detailed thought yet, to be honest. But I don't want to be I don't want to stay as a mere band who's done some albums and went out. I want to create something. I want to create an environment. I want to create an ecosystem in my locality where I live in Sylhet. If possible, I want to create an ecosystem that supports other artists, because art and culture, these things, yes, it's true that they're not as fundamental for a society as electricity is, or say medicine is. But electricity and medicine and food, these things keep you alive. You're alive. You're just surviving. But if you want to live, if you want to feel, if you want to join nature, if you want to serve humanity, you have to have some kind of orientation or some kind of link or a relationship with arts, culture, music, poetry. There's no other way around it.
I think you should be Prime Minister. No, completely. And I think it's even more relevant and even more underrated and even more needed now than ever before. In my 3 years, I have never seen so much or felt so
much. Do you know why?
Tell me.
I have this another observation. This is going to sound a little political, but you see, the number of people, the world demographic, the number of people, population is rising every single day. So what's happening with that? With the rising number of people, the space is becoming tight. So that means we are becoming more body to body with each other. So how do we make ourselves coexist peacefully? through art, through sharing art, sharing culture, sharing music. There's nothing else that can make you compassionate towards another human being from another who speaks another language, who has a different sort of melatonin percentage in his skin from yours. You would never feel anything towards that person if you are not culturally, if you are not culturally positioned or oriented properly.
I think as well, you know, like I completely agree. And I think now with also not only the complete dramatic rise in population, but the complete dramatic rise in social media, where a lot of it now is driven by fear, and it's driven by disaster, and it's driven by, you know, not knowing what our futures have in store. I think to find that which is beautiful on a daily basis is becoming more and more difficult. However, the thing, music and art and culture has always been a constant, and I think everything we see is taking us away from that constant. But I think if we, like us, you know, like people say, oh no, come and sing at my place, but you know, I'm not going to pay you because there's so many people want to do it and it's promotion. I think it is such an underrated community of people, because we are
Selfless service.
we are the only givers of beauty left now.
I call it selfless service. It's the most selfless job out there.
As you said, going back to, you know, writing your songs as well, like it's not just, oh, I'm going to write a list of things that rhyme and I'm going to put them together and bosh, we've got this great pop song and we're going to put it out there. You're literally bearing your soul.
Wish it was that easy.
You know, and that is like you said, you had that feeling like you've given birth to a baby and now you're giving it away to new parents without having time to nurture it yourself anymore. You know, it's that feeling of loss and grief that you suffer, and that is because that music, that lyric, that everything is coming from your essence. It's coming from that which you are. You know, and that is
it's part of me.
And that is super expensive, mate. Super expensive, you know, and super beautiful. So we might not get paid that well for our job, but I think as bringers of beauty, I think
in time we will. Don't worry.
And, you know, and in different ways, like you said, you know, getting on that stage and singing, seeing thousands of people singing back.
Maybe not in monetary terms, but in some other way around.
Other way, absolutely, absolutely. I want to ask you, because, you know, I want to go to something that is completely different than, you know, being the inspirational singer-songwriter that you are. And we talked about, obviously, payment comes in many forms. So in order to buy food and to, you know, survive and to have studio sessions, you need to earn money. And you work for an airline and have done for many years. How does that detract or add to your, because it's very regular.
It's very regular.
Very regular.
Very rigid. It's very corporate.
Yeah. How does that affect or not affect your music and your creativity?
Well, I think if it was not for my job, I would be actually enjoying my music, because I found out the hard way, that once anything becomes work, it doesn't give you joy anymore.
Yeah.
If it becomes work, if it becomes something that you need to rely on for your breads and your bills, then it basically becomes something that you fear. It doesn't remain in something that you love anymore. So I'm working in the aviation for the last 12 years, almost 12 years. I work for a private airline. Currently, I'm working in Sylhet Airport. My department is airport operations. So I oversee the airport operations thing for this airline. You know what? I think sometimes that the nature of my job, if it was a boring desk job like in a bank, I have served in a bank for 3 months, and I hated every second of it. But it's not a office job. I mean, it's not a desk job. Yes, I do sit on the check-in counters. I do check in. Then I move to the boarding gate. Then I move to the apron area to the aircraft. I get to meet a lot of people on the arrival, on departures. I get to see celebrities like like almost on a daily basis. So that has basically given me a lot of exposure to different kind of people, different people from all the walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen different people reacting to the same situation in many different ways than one another. So say for instance, if you come to the airport, you come to the departure, you see people are crying. Why people are crying? Why are they crying? They're crying because they're here to see off their loved ones. That's why they're crying. Tears of sorrow. And you just move to the arrival, which is like, 50 feet away from there. Go to the arrival, you see like more people crying over there.
Tears of joy.
Why? Because they're happy. Yeah.
So tears of sadness to tears of joy. It's incredible, right?
Yeah, not the same place, like from a distance of hardly even 30 feet. So yeah, I might also write a song about airport someday.
Well, I was going to say that. Does that not feed your kind of your experience in your?
Well, I'm kind of thinking about what's going to be the chorus of it. Can you come up with an idea?
I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't think I'll be back again.
It's been done, man. It's been done.
Yeah,
we have to come up with a fresh perspective. We have to come up with a fresh perspective.
Yeah, I thought I was channeling something.
A perspective original. Of your own. Yeah. So you have to think
arriving from a jet plane. I've not done that one.
Maybe that. But it has to be. The more personal it is, the more connection people will find with it.
Absolutely. I want to ask you as well, like if people were, being introduced to you and your group for the first time, what should they expect, and what would you want to give to them for the first time?
When they're introduced to us, usually when people get introduced to a new musical act, they don't have any kind of expectation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when they listen to you, they listen to your best one. When they listen to your best one, they have a very high expectation of you, and then they listen to your second best, and then third best, and
and then you're
downhill from there.
Yeah.
So it's a downhill from there. So I would, if I am to introduce to somebody to my catalog, I would find his taste, and I would introduce him to a piece that does not really go with his taste. Meet the strange one first, and see how you.
See how it rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll move to more familiar kind of, your own.
And then hit them with the big one, just to cement that decision.
Yeah. One good song, okay, maybe an accident. 2, maybe an accident as well. 3, okay. 4, okay, they know their stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I want to jump ahead to the future, and this is about you as a solo artist. This is about you as a singer-songwriter, but also about your group as well. What are your plans, your dreams, and your goals for everything in the future?
I want to create a whole lot of songs. I want to create an environment, an ecosystem that people from my locality don't have to travel that far to Dhaka for a good recording studio. That is my first goal. Okay. And then, if possible, develop a culture of listening, of cultivating, of practicing culture. So it makes you more cultured, more grounded, more accepting of different faith, different opinion, so that you become more eligible to coexist.
Yeah.
Because we are a very densely populated country, and trust me, we need to get used to each other. We need to get used to different opinion. We need to accept and learn how to accept each other. There's no other way.
That's amazing, man. And what about international success for your band? How do you see that? Or is it literally you're not even planning on that, you're just being and creating and it's taking you on your journey?
Listen, my international success, I've already had my international success, which is you. Yeah. I'm being serious because I don't want to know. I don't want to be Hollywood famous. I don't know. I don't mind. I'm saying, but that's not my goal. I mean, I don't wake up from the sleep dreaming that I want to be California famous. No, that's not my goal. But I would definitely want to work with musicians, lyricists from different parts of this globe who have very, very extreme, unique point of views that I've never even dreamt of. That's what I want. So being able to speak to you and to, when we speak, apart from this interview, whenever we speak, we pick each other's brain. Like I find out about your life, the sort of adventures that you were in. It gives me pictures, it gives me images in my brain. And those things inspire me. And as a writer, I need the more point of views I have, the more ammo I have. So I need more ammo, and my currency is more different point of views, and that's what I'm here to collect from international musicians. If I'm ever, if I get introduced to international artists like you are, I would definitely want to know their point of views and how they see the world, how they experience different things.
That's amazing. And I think, I'm now going to bring up in public a previous conversation, because that means you have to then, about people at home. We tell him, right, go and send him messages, tell him he needs to do a collaboration with Jaden Cornelious, just so he's aware of that. All right?
Oh, God.
We can do it in any language. I'm completely up for the challenge.
You don't have to provoke anybody. Trust me.
I'm making sure it's recorded.
I'm already up for it. And we'll think of something. And, since previously we've discussed, hopefully if you come down here, and then, the best way to connect is, like, you need to share your influence with me, and I need to share mine with you. That's how people connect. Just by sharing my music to you and your music to mine, we cannot connect. We have to share our influences.
Absolutely.
I think those are the bridges that we need to build.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do that today after this, after we're done with this.
We're doing that. We are so doing that. Another question I want to ask you that I really need to get in. What would you say, apart from this show, obviously, what would you say has been the highlight of your career so far?
This show first.
And then, I mean, that was not even...
This show will remain on the top.
7 million views on YouTube. 7, that's nothing compared to the Jaden show.
Yes, no, trust me, nobody's bringing that down from the shelf. It's on the top shelf.
This is why I love you, dude. You're good.
And the Guruchondali song, because it was a challenge for me, in terms of writing. Plus, as Oirabot, our band, like as a band, our first song, this came into a mixed album. It was a very star-studded album. All the big celebrities of our industry was there, and we were introduced in that mixed album. And as a band, you're expected to give some kind of tonality, some kind of a sound with drums and bass, and alternate. You're expected with a certain template of sound. But this song is absolutely out of that genre. It has dhol, which is a very traditional instrument of Bangladesh, dhol, guitar, and bass. So it was a challenge, and the fact that our very first experiment worked that well to go and gain 7 million views in 2 years. So yes, that's one of the high points yet. And I'm still I'm still searching for my badges Let's see. I'm still inside. Let's see.
Obviously people, they feel you, they love you. Where can they find you and your band on social media? Where are you?
We're mostly on Facebook, mostly on Facebook and YouTube. We have other platforms as well. Like we're on Insta, TikTok, but we don't have that much following there. Facebook is our primary social media, and if you want to listen to our music catalog, as a serious listener, you can try YouTube Music, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Play, Amazon Music, all the proper platforms. And if you're an audiophile, then go to what's the name of this streaming site? I forgot. It has very audiophile quality. We upload proper quality audio in that.
Send me that link and I'm going to share it with everyone.
I will.
People, you've met him, you love him, you do need to go and follow him and his group. You will find, running through the whole of this interview, his social media presence, where you can find him, and also where you can find his group as well. And also on the write-up to this episode, you will find all the links as well. So please make sure you go and show this brother some unbelievable amount of international love and absolutely tons of international support as well. And any established artists out there want to collaborate with this guy, it will be the best thing you've ever done, believe me. So you need to do that. Mate, I want you just to explain. Now we're going to watch Onno Karogan at the end of this show. Can you give me
someone else's song?
Someone else's song. Just give me a quick synopsis.
Yeah, it's somebody else. It's basically somebody else's song.
Cool.
The main message of the song, the lyric goes like it's somebody else's song. It's not for you, but the core message of the song is don't listen to anybody else while following your dreams. It's his idea. It's his narration. Don't go for it. It's not your song. It's somebody else's song he's singing. Don't listen to it. You keep at your work.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's about it.
Mehrab, thank you so much for your time. I'm pleased after nearly 4 years of completely nagging you to do
Thank
this.
You said thank you so much for even accepting me this late after 4 years.
Hey, listen. When things happen, when you get EPs and albums out, we do more shows. We talk about them. So come back. Don't leave me hanging, dudes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Would definitely love to be on your show with my entire band next time. And we, on behalf of Oirabot, would like to invite you here in Bangladesh for a tour. If you would please honor us with your presence.
It's gonna happen.
We would absolutely love to host you.
You might have to push me around in a wheelchair. I might be that old, but it is gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen.
No worries.
And also you do realise that you need to get your ass out to Mexico.
Someday soon.
Mate, I send you the biggest hug. I send you the biggest respect, the biggest love. Thank you so much. We're in touch anyway, and we're going to listen to one more song of yours because we have to, quite frankly.
Thank you.
You take care, my friend.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Pleasure. See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Keep listening to Mr. Jaden Cornelious here, my good mate and legend.
Legend means old, I think, but thank you so much. All right, mate. I'll speak to you later. Take care, man. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. What an incredible man. What an amazing talent. I am so proud of what he's doing because I've been watching this guy just get bigger and better for the last probably 12, 15 years. I mean, this guy is amazing. His music is stunningly beautiful and his band are great. Please go and show them love and support on their social media platforms. And don't forget, you can visit all the major down under streaming platforms and get their music as well. So please make sure you do that. Please make sure you're subscribing to them. Please make sure you subscribe to this show and tell all your friends about it because I love introducing you to the world's loveliest people. And I will continue to do that. So don't you worry. Please make sure you tell all your friends and even maybe your enemies, because I'm sure after they've heard the artists that are on this show, they will be grateful and thankful to you. They will no longer be an enemy. Now, I'm going to leave you with one more song from Oirabot. You're going to love this song. It's called Onno Karogan. is amazing. It's by Oirabot. You're going to love them. I will see you next week on the Jaden Show. Send you hugs. Stay beautiful. Catch you soon, kids. Bye-bye.
এটা অন্য কারো গান না না আমার লেখা নয় এটা অন্য কারো সুর না না তোমার জন্যে নয় এটা অন্য কারো ভুল তুমি করছো কেন ভয় চিরদিন যা হয়েছে এখনো তাই হয় যার যায় তার সব গেছে যার নেই সেও বেঁচে আছে বোঝা গেলে বড়ই সহজ কে বাঁচে না কয়দিন কাকে ছাড়া কার কাছে দিন শেষে কে যে ধরা পচে গেছে সবার মগজ এটা অন্য কারো পথ না না তোমার রাস্তা নয় এটা অন্য কারো মত না না তোমার ভাবনা নয় এটা স্বপ্ন যে তোমার না না মোটেও সস্তা নয় বেঁচে থেকে লাভ কি আর মোরে মোরে বস্তা নয় হা 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 যার হয় তার আরো হবে হয়নি যার সেও পাবে বোঝা গেলে বড়ই সহজ কে বাঁচে না কয়দিন কাকে ছাড়া কার কাছে দিন শেষে কে যে ধরা পৌঁছে গেছে সবার মগজ সেও পাবে পায়নি যে সেও রবে বোঝা গেলে বড়ই সহজ কে বাঁচে না কয়দিন কাকে ছাড়া কার কাছে দিন শেষে কে যে ধরা পৌঁছে গেছে সবার মগজ যা যায় তার যায় সব গেছে জানি কেউ নেই বেঁচে আছে বোঝা গেলে বড়ই সহজ কে বাঁচে না কয়দিন কাকে ছাড়া কার কাছে দিন শেষে কেটে ধরা পৌঁছে গেছে সবার মগজ অন্য কারো গান